for the Shop Report with
Barbershop Jay.
What up, sports fans? Welcome to the Shop Report. I'm Barbershop Jay. I'll be your host for the day. Here's what's happening. We are live. That's right. Can you spell it for me? No? We are live. L-I-V-E. If you're up and around, you're out and about, and you want to give us a shout, that number to call is area code 267-687-0026. Once again, that number to call is area code 267-687-0026. 0026. Joining me on the show today, as always, my man from the NYC, a.k.a. Rucker Park, Brother Richard. Brother Rich, what's happening? Oh, wow. Okay, well, Double J, you hear that? And on the other side, nonetheless, we got my man from up north, Joey James, a.k.a. Double J. Double J, tell the people what you say. Oh, good deal. Boy, you all are on fire today. What's happening? Am I the only one who's slushing and sloshing here? Maybe so, huh? All right. Well, let's get things started with, of course, none other than and let me say first, we got a couple of topics here that we had already done on a previous show, and unfortunately, due to, for whatever reason, seems like every now and again, technical difficulties, there was some unnecessary or unwarranted feedback that we had during the show, and we unfortunately couldn't publish the show to the public. So again, if you're out there listening, we are now doing some of those topics from last week's show in addition to a few others on this week's show, and we're going live with you all. So we appreciate y'all for listening, for y'all joining. So the first thing, of course, one of the last week's topics is, one of Brother Richard's favorite subjects, is the Los Angeles Lakers. And we're going to discuss, as I like to call it, Lakers Nation, Lakers news, Lakers rumors, so to speak. If you didn't know by now, I'm here to tell you that head coach Ty Lue celebrated his 42nd birthday the other day by having a Los Angeles Lakers cake. And I asked this question, is that really news, Brother Rich? Yeah, I didn't think so. All right. Well, I mean, apparently, the folks at USA Today and such, they not to give free plugs, but they seem to think it's a big deal that Ty Lue celebrated his 42nd birthday with a Los Angeles Lakers cake. Now, it would appear, I guess, or they come off as, because he celebrated his birthday with this cake now, that means that the Lakers are going to go, what, 82-0 next season? Is that what they're suggesting here? That the Lakers are going to, they're going to make the playoffs. The playoff mode going to be activated. No load management. Why? All due to Ty Lue celebrating his birthday with a big cake. All righty then. Yeah, if you say so. Yeah, it's not that big of news to me either. What about you, Double J? Oh, my gosh. How did I know he was going to do that? Yeah. All right. Well, they're going to have their cake, all right, and they're going to eat it, too. They're going to eat crow. Klay Thompson. And, Brother Rich, you've been speaking to this for quite some time, even before you became a part of the program, officially or unofficially, however you want to put it. You've been saying for quite some time that Klay Thompson, if he went anywhere, it would be to the Clippers, as well as Kawhi Leonard. So we got to give you a round of applause for being the first on this program to introduce such news. Now, here's the deal, though. I was just talking to a coworker the other night about who would go where and what, and so he was throwing out some scenarios. And actually, I'm thinking his name is RB. I think I'm at some point going to have him on the show as well, because he's real good at dissecting, NBA, and NFL too as well. All that contract type stuff. Who gets what money and who could come off the books, and so he's good at breaking that kind of stuff down. And he was painting some, throwing out some scenarios or whatnot. And he said, in the case of Kevin Durant, he said Golden State can offer Durant the most money. Is that true, Double J? Okay, so in other words, he was saying too as well. He was like, man, if you Kevin Durant, why would you go anywhere? What you gonna do? You gonna turn down the most money? What you playing for? You playing for? Because he said if the Warriors and it's I mean, even though they are in a battle right now with the Rockets, I guess it's his thought that the Warriors gonna win their third. He said, and if you Kevin Durant, you done won your third title. You know what I mean? What you playing for at that point? You playing for rings or you playing for money? You know what I mean? So if you playing for, and I said, man, at that point, man, you probably playing for money. He said, well, then why would you be going anywhere? He said, and don't get it twisted now. He said, we all thought, the sports world thought that Paul George was going to be out of OKC, and look what happened. You know what I mean? He said, so why would you go to New York or Brooklyn or wherever else, you know, all of these stories are saying Kevin Durant might possibly go. And I said, man, that's a good point, man. And he said the same thing about Klay Thompson. He said, but, you know, folks got to pay. Somebody got to get paid and somebody not going to get paid. He thinks that Draymond Green will be the one to be up out of Golden State. What about you? What about you, brother? Do you think the same? Do you think Draymond Green will be the one when the Warriors get to making all this? You think? What? Ah. Ah. Oh, okay. So you're saying it's the legacy thing. Ah. He wanted. That's int- yeah, that's interesting. Double J, what's your take on it? Mm. Okay. All right. So, in the end, you all both think that Durant maybe ends up in New York playing for the Knicks, right? Because I think it's a. Most people are saying that it's an open and shut case that Zion, because they say it's time for the Knicks to finally get something. You know what I mean? Because of course here in Cleveland, the talk is everybody wants the Cavs to get the first pick, and they think it's Zion, but folks are saying at the same time the Cavs already had theirs. It's time for New York to get theirs. You know what I mean? So you all think that Durant ends up possibly playing in New York, correct? Interesting, interesting. Well, let me say this as well. Of course, this is all the rumor mill, or this is all coming from the rumor mill. But before, let me throw this call-in number out here again. If you're up and around, you're out and about, of course, if you want to give us a shout, that number to call is area code 267 687 0026. 267-687-0026. Again, this is coming from the rumor mill, but apparently the reason Klay Thompson is considering the Clippers because in addition to him and also added to this rumor mill is Kawhi Leonard. And Brother Rich, you've been saying that for quite some time too, that Kawhi Leonard will be out of Toronto. And I'll give you another reason why I think he might be out of Toronto, but that Kawhi's destination would be the Clippers. And apparently, if Golden State don't give Klay the monies, and again, I don't know what the monies are, but there's, of course, talk that he would like to be in the, with the Clippers, of course, with Kawhi Leonard. Kyle Lowry, okay, will be the reason why. I'm sure you all have watched this playoff series so far with the Raptors and the Sixers, right, up to this point. And I'm not one of them ones to say, I told you so. But if you've been watching Kyle Lowry, I told you so. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about this dude, man. But he puts me in the mind frame of Lance Stevenson to some degree. Lance can ball, man. I've seen Lance. When he's engaged, he can ball. But he's too busy, Lance. And the antics is what it is. That's the similarity between these two guys. Their antics and the over dramatization, it's too much, man. It just really is. It's too much. Kyle Lowry is he's more focused, seems like, on selling a call, because the cameras everywhere. They replay all of these plays. You know what I mean? And just like James Harden, I'm wondering, you doing all of this over demonstrative stuff, and nobody touched you. You get what I'm saying? Play the game, man. That's gonna be the reason why Kawhi is gonna be up out of there. You can't. Everybody want to talk about who can't play next to Westbrook. Man, you can't play next to that guy and think you're going to win nothing major. He got to get up out of there. And then why not go to the Clippers? The Clippers, they've showed some mettle here. Even though they lost 4-2 to the Warriors, Kawhi would seem like a nice fit. Kawhi and Klay. Matter of fact, let me ask this way. Let's say Kawhi and Klay end up with the Clippers. Now, I don't know who would have to be given up for them guys to get here. I don't think you'd have to give up nothing for Kawhi because Kawhi could – what would he be, Double J, a free agent or something or another? Say again? Okay. Okay. So yeah, you might have to give up something for what, Clay or that. I see. Again, I don't know how all of that stuff works. I don't go that deep into it. Oh, okay. Oh, wow. I've been there as well. It is very nice. That's a good point. Yeah. Yeah. But you know what though? Yeah. But here's the deal though. There's also some talk, of course, of the rumor mill, that the Raptors are in some way trying to move Kyle Lowry and that Kawhi because the excuse me, the report that I've seen here too as well. I think it was from CBS. They said that Kawhi is likely considering the Clippers and the Raptors, and that being if it is the Raptors that they're trying to move Kyle Lowry, and supposedly I know, but let me finish the thought. Let me finish the thought. Let me. Why? I don't disagree with you, not at all. I don't disagree with you, but to finish the thought though, they say the likelihood of him considering Toronto again is if Kyle Lowry is moved. But guess who is supposedly the discussion is surrounding who might come in? Mike Conley. Does that change the dynamic at all? And I'm just saying hypothetically, not at all. Yeah. Kawhi Leonard to stay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, well, I tell you what, though, you just mentioned it a little bit ago. The X factor to me in all of this is my boy, Jerry West. Don't be surprised if he pull a rabbit out of his hat. We talk about Klay Thompson staying in Golden State. I get it. But at the end of the day, man, Jerry West ain't nothing to play with when it come to making moves. That's why the folks in L.A. on the Lakers side of things, they kind of over there, maybe not yourself, but, some casual Lakers fans, the ones that just got on board maybe 6 minutes ago, they like, ooh-wee, Jerry West with the Clippers, next-door neighbors, oh, they wringing their hands. Man, Jerry West can make a move, man. Huh? You mess around and go get Kawhi, Klay Thompson, and bring back Mark Price. But I digress. Okay. And here's the one, the last one, of course, surrounding the Lakers that I found very, very interesting. LeBron James claims to have been surprised at the sudden and abrupt decision, and I put in quote, unquote, decision of Magic to lead the Lakers. He said he thought it was weird for him, Magic, of course, to be like, nah, I'm up out. All of a sudden be up out without checking with him. Again, man, really? Why don't this dude get it, man? Brother Rich, I'm going to let you explain to the people and to me why this dude don't get it. How can you must ain't got no mirrors in your house, man. How can you come out your mouth and say you surprised by the decision? Didn't you have a decision that everybody else was surprised by? So this shouldn't be, being surprised at decision shouldn't be nothing new to you. But go ahead, Brother Rich. We'll let you have it. Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, well, since you put it that way, yeah. Well, I mean, it just was so abrupt. Don't you think it was just so abrupt? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah. That thing for which you will be remembered for most, huh? Or remembered by, or remember forever. Yeah, what that thing which you've left behind, so to speak. The stuff that folks when they having a conversation about basketball and the Lakers or whatever it is, NBA, and then Lakers come up, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, well, and I remember Magic was dot 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 dot. You know, nobody will say, man, Magic, man, he was terrible. And yeah, okay, I'm with you on that. Double J, you want to weigh in? His legacy, yeah, yeah. What about you, Double J? What you say? Yeah. Interesting, interesting. The number to call is area code 267-687-0026. Again, that number to call is area code 267-687-0026. We are just finishing up this conversation about the Lakers, the drama, Lakers Nation, and the rumor mill surrounding the Lakers. And now we move on to the FBI's investigation of the Arizona men's basketball program. And I'm sure you all have heard the story or read the story or saw the story, of course, on ESPN. Sean Miller allegedly made payments to DeAndre Ayton, $10,000 a month. Did I read that right? $10,000. 10,000. Okay, so here's the question I have. And I don't recall the gentleman's name, and I really don't want to. But of course, you know, being that we post to Facebook doing this program or whatnot, there was a Facebook gentleman that said, cynically, I would add, once this came out, and they say college athletes don't get no money. And again, man, I'm trying to figure out where's the thought process from these fans who, when these types of stories come out, the first line, they make a beeline towards the player and totally gloss over, totally overlook, or willfully, ignorantly dismiss or don't acknowledge the folks who DeAndre Ayton didn't go and rob a bank for $10,000. Somebody had to sign off on him getting the $10,000. You get what I'm trying to tell you? And this is, I'm again speaking towards the fans. How don't you give any consideration to the people that gave him the money? How come you don't fault them in this? Why is it always lambasting the player? So I ask you, Double J, we'll start with you on this. DeAndre Ayton getting $10,000. If you had to point the finger and saying that this is wrong, or you know this is deplorable, or whatever adjective you want to use to describe it, who are you pointing the finger at? If there's a finger to be pointed. Okay. So let me say this here. Let me read a piece, of course, to you. This is coming from CBS Sports. Amid the allegations of cheating and numerous ties to the ongoing college basketball trial, the NCAA has launched an investigation into the Arizona men's basketball program. Now, we just mentioned that, but here's why I say the NCAA. Here's what's interesting about them. Until the FBI got involved, the NCAA was doing what? Sitting on their hands. They weren't going to do nothing. Once the FBI got involved, they ain't had no choice. Go ahead, Brother Rich. You go ahead and have a say on this right quick. And Double J, we'll come back to you and let you finish that thought. Yeah, right. Yeah. The former associate head coach Emmanuel Book, that's interesting, they do call him Book, Richardson. He was on Sean Miller's staff, and he was the one that was arrested. And, he pled guilty to bribery, as part of this scheme to steer players, certain players, to managers and financial advisors, Arizona, whatever. Okay. And in the testimony this past week or the week before, he's subject to more allegations. But they say Miller, and I find that interesting too. It's always the subjects that get caught, so to speak, and the guy at the top. I ain't know nothing. He ain't know nothing. I don't know nothing about nothing. Miller, of course, is not completely unscathed in the whole thing. Due to the fact that this a former runner turned convicted felon, and that's interesting too. Why do they always use in these cases, not just like this, but any other cases from lower level all the way to the top here? When the feds or the entities that be, if you would, trying to get this guy or guy A, they use a crook now and use his testimony as evidence to get the guy A. You see what I'm trying to tell you? Oh, you trust him now in this case. You know what I'm saying? You believe what he's saying, right? But he's a crook, though. Yeah, got you. But Christian Dawkins said via video recordings that he had a relationship with Sean Miller and that he knew of backdoor dealings. Now, apparently there was some stuff on tape as well with Sean Miller saying that, and you know what, before I even go any further, kudos to Tom Izzo. Because there was some talk about Tom Izzo being asked to, basically, wink, wink, are we going to pay for the guy? And Tom Izzo was like, nah, we ain't doing it like that. So kudos to Tom Izzo for saying the hecky to the gnaw on paying anybody. But Dawkins has heard on the FBI video, they caught him saying, he said, I can call Sean and have a conversation like, this is what's going on. So he's dropping dimes, so to speak. So they play this recording in federal court. And this conversation between Dawkins and Richardson discussed alleged payments. Now, again, he was making these payments for $10,000 a month to get Ayton. The news that the NCAA is probing Arizona is no surprise, again, because the FBI then got involved. But at the end of the day, I want to ask, when this all shakes out, will Sean Miller go down? And I mean go down, like the minions beneath him are going to go down. Brother Rich? Yeah. Interesting. Interesting. I don't know, man. At the end of the day,